Red card.
When there's a what, sorry?
When there's a red card.
So a red card means one more player is gonna leave the pitch.
So
but if you already have 7, you cannot go to 6. Basically, the game finishes.
Okay.
FIFA allows us to have 7 players, minimum, and that's it. We cannot go under that now.
So when you have the 7 players and then you get a red card, you lose the game.
You lose the game.
Okay. Interesting.
Good question.
So you have to be very careful with the tacklings then.
Yeah, for sure. And now that they are playing, I can tell you a little bit about gameplay. What we're doing in gameplay. So we wanted to give more tools to our fans to control the game, to have more control in every moment, from the high-level tactics to every single ball touch. There's more things that you can do in FIFA 19. The first feature is the active touch system, and this is basically a rewrite on how the player approaches the ball and what animation it selects to get a good contact, to get a nice looking shot, for example. Oh, Timo just scored. First goal in FIFA 19 for him. Let's see. Let's go.
19, right?
Yeah. In real life as well, right?
Yeah.
I think is it working right now? I cannot hear me.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I was saying the active touch system is going to create a lot of new animation variety. You're going to see things that you didn't see in previous FIFAs in terms of how the players stretch, the type of volleys, the type of shots that you see. And also the game is going to be more responsive because of this system. It also comes with other features like the flicks. I think you've seen it already, where if you flick the right stick, then the player is going to flick the ball anytime. The ball can be coming at you and keep it in the air or just on the ground, flick it to beat an opponent or just to start a volley by yourself. So put the ball in the air.
Old Okocha flick, right? But just not as high, but
similar. Yeah. There's something else though. If you press LT while doing the flick, you can bounce the ball on the ground, so it bounces over the player's head.
Okay.
And it's also very good to, let's say, a fancy way to beat a slide tackle. So just bounce the ball on the ground. It's pretty cool. There's also the disguised ball control, which is a fake. When you're controlling the ball is coming at you, and then you're faking you're going to control it that way, but last second you touch it this way. So it really confuses the defender. The defender goes there, thinks the ball's going to go there, but you exit the other direction. So it's really cool. So altogether, this active touch system really changes how the game feels from the first minute of play.
Yeah, I can confirm that.
That's good to hear. And then the second thing is the tactics. So it's a rewrite on how we do tactics in FIFA. And what it means is everything from the menus to all the options you're going to have in the game are new. What you see in real life, like teams playing possession or playing fast build-up, long balls, you will see those tactics in the game. Same for defending. You will see like high pressure or just drop back. Could be also pressure after you lose possession, or just a type of surprise type of pressure. Like if I know you're in trouble, I can go and put pressure now, so you don't have passing options, and then hopefully you lose the ball.
Speaking of tactics, there are also quick options now to change your tactics without going into the menu, but just with the D-pad, correct?
That's exactly the next part that I was going to mention. So you can customize your mentalities in the game. You always have like 5 mentalities, and then you can say exactly what each mentality is going to do. So it's basically like creating game plans. You say, okay, when I'm losing, I want to have this formation with these player instructions with these tactics. But if I'm winning, I want to have this other set of tactics. So, and then you access that through the D-pad. So that basically gives you instant control of your tactics without having to use one of your passes to go to team management. So I think that's going to be really, really important for players like these guys that are competitive gamers. So that means just more control, which is the idea behind FIFA 19. And then there's more features. The next one I want to mention is the time finishing. So it's a tricky one at the beginning, but
try to do the hard
I know.
shot then.
We know. So the more you played FIFA 18 and the more you did the low shot, it's probably a little bit harder to get used to the new mechanic. But believe me, when you get used to, when you learn it, it's much more interesting. Another
goal by Cristiano Ronaldo this time. the equalizer by Mo.
So, replay. Okay. Yeah, so once you learn this mechanic, it's really more rewarding because now it's up to you to have a really good shot. So how you perform this mechanic is you request your shot regularly, and then when the player is actually about to contact the ball, you need to double tap at that moment. If you do it correctly, then the shot is going to be more powerful and it's going to be more accurate as well. The problem is if you miss the time. If you're too early, let's say, then your shot will be really bad. You're going to shank the ball to the right instead of aiming where going the ball to where you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, that's...
Weitere Features unterhalten.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the defense. Is there anything that you can do manually in the defense that has been changed in regards to FIFA 18?
So this year we adjusted the deceleration rate of the players when they don't have the ball. So basically, if you know your opponent is going to go right, he's going to cut back inside and he's going to go right, and you know that and you're pointing there, your player will have a better time just understanding that and then changing directions. So that allows you to stay in a one-on-one, like defending in a much better position and ready to react. There were situations before where you knew he's going down the wing, he's going to cut back inside and he's going to do a finesse shot. And even though you knew that and you were pointing, your player he was not as fast reacting, right? So that's improved in FIFA 19, and I think that's a very good change. The other thing that is changing in terms of defense that is very important and is the next feature that we haven't talked about yet, it's the 50-50 battles. So what is this? Is basically a rewrite on the system that tells the players when to go and battle for the ball. There were many situations in FIFA 18 where I'm dribbling, I know you're going to tackle me, and I just kind of get out of the way. Or you know the ball is right there and your player just backs up instead of going for the ball. So we wanted to get rid of those situations, and then with the new system, players are really understanding the ball is there, I need to play an animation to take the ball in that direction, because that's the direction I want to go. The ball is not going to go that way. So both players engage in a battle that it just makes the FIFA look more realistic, more authentic, because that's what you see in real football. In real football, I'm not going to let you tackle me.
Oh, we have a goal by Cuadrado. Juventus 2-1, which is more Aubameyang.
Yeah, and you see that right, the flicks, some flicks in there.
And new fake shot, right?
Yeah. There's also a new fake shot.
This one.
Yeah, they're doing all the new moves. So those 50-50 battles are really changing how FIFA feels. It just feels more natural, like real movement from real life football.
When there's a 50-50 battle, what actually decides, or which attributes of the player, or what is the deciding factor in
That's
who
a good
wins
question.
this battle?
There's some user skill. If you're pointing to the trajectory earlier than your opponent, your player may get there faster. There's also attributes, so depending on how heavy the player is and how strong he is, he will have more chances to get it. And also, the type of action that you request. If you request a slide tackle and I just request a pass, then a slide tackle has more force in that direction, so he should win the ball. Also depends the distance, the position that I am with. Like if I'm too far for the ball, even if I'm doing a slide tackle, I'm too far, I'm just going to have a small contact. So altogether results in a very nice situation like in real life. Our physics engine is resolving the contact, both players contacting the ball at the same time, and that's what creates those 50-50 battles.
It sounds very nice, the 50-50 battles. And I tried it, and we have another goal. The equalizer by Timox.
Yeah.
Neymar this time. Oh, new celebrations also.
Yeah, there's a lot of new things. There's a couple of other things that we don't mention too much because they are smaller things, but for players like Timox, and it's very important. You can have full control of the goalkeeper anytime by clicking the right stick and moving it. Anytime you're defending, like he could do it now, and then that really helps you to anticipate, okay, somebody's going to cross the ball, then I just get out of my line and then go catch the ball.
So you don't feel as lost when there's a one-on-one situation, or you see the cross is going to this particular striker.
Exactly, you have more control. Also, if you know there's a one-on-one and you know the striker is going to shoot far post, you can already go far post and save the shot. So it's kind of more a mini-game I need to guess where this guy's gonna shoot. Like in real life, the goalkeeper sometimes trying to anticipate he's gonna shoot there, so I'm gonna be one step to this side. So now you can do that in FIFA as well.
That's very cool.
And then there's one more thing that I'm not sure if you noticed here. There's a second switch indicator. Yeah, so you can see how there's two indicators, like whoever is defending right now, Juventus, on top of, it has to be during regular gameplay. There's a regular blue indicator on top of the player, and then there's another smaller one. That's which guy I would be switching to next, like on top of the Douglas Costa, I believe, on the box. Right now, there's the second indicator, and that tells you if I press switch right now, that's the player I would be controlling. And it's also, if I do secondary contain, that's the player that would be doing the pressure on the opponent. So, an almost another chance. So all those tools really help you defend much better than FIFA 18. But the balance is still pretty good. This is still a very attacking game. Simply, you have more tools to defend as well. So we are thinking that the game is going to be more balanced in terms of defense versus offense.
I have another question for the 50-50 battles.
Yeah.
Do they actually impact also air battles when it comes to headers?